Hello everyone, this is Shivsai Reddy. Welcome to my channel where we will be discussing on the recent advancements in the field of science, technology, environment and climate change that are relevant for the UPSC preparation and also other public service examinations. Today we'll be discussing on the topic called Radioisotope Thermoelectric Generators, or in a short form, we call them as RTGs. So, I think most of us have seen the movie called Martian, a famous Hollywood movie, where the protagonist of the movie gets stuck on Mars, and at some point of time, he uses this device to keep himself warm while surviving on that planet. So this device is the RTG, and coming to the UPSC, it comes under science and technology, and particularly the space technology, or you can also say nuclear technology, and it is one of the technologies that is used for powering the space missions and also for propulsion. So, coming to the previous year questions, based on RTGs, we have a question very recently, that is in 2024 prelims, we had a question on these RTGs. And also, just before the prelims, we also had a question in 2023 in one of the recruitment test of UPSC. The question was asked based on the same topic. So, since there are more than one question on the same topic, this topic can be a very important topic for UPSC. So, we can expect a few more questions in coming years in any kind of exam. So, let us dwell into the topic. The first question: what is an RTG? So, basically, a radioisotope thermoelectric generator is a type of nuclear powered battery that generates electricity through the natural radioactive decay. So we know that all the radioactive material undergoes decay in the first order kinetics. So this is a battery which utilizes this radioactive decay to generate electricity. So how does it generate electricity? It is based on the working principle of Seebeck effect. So simply put, what happens in a Seebeck effect is that we have a thermocouple which generates electricity. So consider a thermoelectric material. You need not go deep into the principle, the concepts and all. Just remember that we have some material called as the thermoelectric material, and a thermocouple is a device which generates electricity based on temperature difference between its two ends. So we have a hot end and we have a cold end. So by utilizing this temperature difference, it generates electricity. So this in turn is called as Seebeck effect. So how does this RTG generate electricity? Is that in the first step we have this decay, nuclear decay. We all know that every radioactive decay will generate energy, usually in the form of heat. So this heat will in turn heats up one side of the thermocouple. So it becomes hot, and obviously there will be a colder side, and so because of this temperature differences, we get electricity. So basically this is the basic principle under which these RTGs work. And what are various applications of these RTGs? Number one, it is used for deep space missions, that is in spacecraft, planetary rovers, deep space probes, etc. Not only space, even in terrestrial locations, these can be employed in remote or distance areas. For example, let's say there is an Arctic weather station. So, in such a remote areas, it is difficult for us to go and change the battery frequently for any kind of equipment. So, in these areas, we usually use this kind of battery systems. And but currently, it is mostly confined to space technologies. And one more important aspect, which isotope that is primarily used in this RTGs, it is Plutonium-238. Why we use it? Because it has a stable decay. It has an optimal half-life of 87 years. Half-life and all, it comes under first order kinetics. We did not know much into it. Just remember, it has a half-life. It has an optimal half-life of decay. So it has an optimal half-life which supports stable decay. It also has high energy density, which produces significant heat from relatively small amount decay. So these are the various aspects that made us choose Plutonium-238 as the primary isotope that we use in RTGs. And then coming to the difference. So, is RTG a nuclear reactor? No. So, RTGs simply use the radioactive decay to generate this heat. Nowhere it uses either fission or fusion. So, I think this is a very important point for us to understand. RTGs, the working principle of RTGs is much different from either nuclear fission or nuclear fusion. And coming to safety aspect, since it includes radioactive material, obviously there is a risk of radiation exposure. So it is important for us to ensure proper contamination. So I think that's the reason you can see, while using this, a foil is being used here. And recent developments, recently NASA is developing a new kind of RTG called as RTG. I think it stands for, just give me a second. Yeah, it stands for Enhanced Multi-Mission Radioisotope Thermoelectric Generator. So it has much improved efficiency compared to the present RTGs. And coming to similar technologies such as RTGs. So we have radioisotope heater units. So basically they are nothing but RTGs only, but instead of using it for generating electricity, we directly use it for heat purpose. So simple, here we are using this heat to a thermocouple to generate electricity, but in these units we directly use this heat. This application can be to heat up the space missions. For example, consider we have sent a spacecraft to Saturn. So the temperatures there are very, very lower for the onboard instrument to survive. So basically we use this heater units to keep an optimal temperature. Similarly, we also have this Stirling radioisotope generators, which generates electricity not by using thermocouple, but rather than mechanical engines, just like a steam engine or just like an IC engine. They use this heat to drive some mechanical parts, which in turn generate electricity. These are more efficient when compared to RTGs, but since they involve mechanical components, moving mechanical components, they are a bit complicated. And also we have small nuclear reactions in Kilopower. So I think you have heard about the modular nuclear reactors, which generates in megawatts. These are very still much shorter electricity. Here we generate electricity just in kilowatts. And future of RTGs, we can say, as India is planning Chandrayaan mission, we also have we are planning to send astronauts to space, the Gaganyaan mission and all. Obviously, we'll be needing some trustable source of energy that generates heat and electricity. So RTGs are a way forward for this. So with this, I have discussed the major aspects of RTGs. You can solve, based on what I have said, I think you can solve these two MCQs, the PYQs. Coming to propulsion technologies. So the RTG is used to power the space missions. Now we will discuss two important technologies that are used for propulsion. So we know that we use GSLVs, PSLVs to send a satellite to space, and for that launch vehicles we use various kinds of combustible fuels. So once the satellite is in the space, we use some kind of technologies for the propulsion of those satellites. So one of such important technology is ion propulsion technology. So the name itself says the working principle of this technology. Basically, what happens in this technology is that just remember that there are some machinery using which we generate charged ions, mostly the ions which are xenon ions. And after generating these ions, they are passed to a very strong electric field. We all know that in presence of electric field, charged particles will be accelerated. So what happens is that once these ions are generated, after passing through these electric fields, they come out with a tremendous amount of speed. So as they come out with such speed, we all know that according to Newton's third law, for every action there is a equal and opposite reaction. So as these charged particles come out with such speeds, this in turn will push the satellite forward. So basically this is the basic working principle of ion propulsion technology. You can read more about it online. The principle remains the same. Also, we also have one more interesting technology that is called as solar sails. So, in order to explain this, we all know that when we carry an umbrella during a rain or something, if there is a heavy wind or something, we automatically see the umbrella, there is some kind of force that is exerted into that umbrella which moves, Similarly, they are nothing but a huge space umbrella, and instead of the air which propels umbrellas here, the space radiation, you can say the radiation that is emitted from you can say sun or any other celestial bodies, this radiation will fall on that the sail, and this in turn will propel them into the space. So this is a technology that is currently in research stage, and I think in future this technology will help us for a very distant missions, traveling out of solar system or something, because practically this technology does not require any kind of power. Just open the sail and wait for the radiation to take you anywhere. So this is an MCQ that has been made based on the above topics. Just solve them and post the answer in the comment section. With this, we have come to the end to this session. Thank you for listening. Finally, I just want to tell you that climate change is real and it is happening as we speak. It is our responsibility to act against it. There is no plan B, there is no planet B. Thank you.